You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, where the rich or poor. Boy, don't pray for long fellow, he can pray for long life. As long as they living, oh, the better we grow. Fine, power is fine, oh, it can make you heavy. It's just like a volcano, it's way to capsize. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone. Human being can eat it, or a picture can eat it. Kiss our liver, kiss our liver, oh, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. You take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. You take it from me right today, oh, mother will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, go by your fine, may in your favor. Well, people do to you, you have to cry. Hard enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. Hard time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh, the deer can eat it. Ah, cause our liver. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, or a fish will eat it too. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, where the rich or poor. Why not pray for long fellow? He can pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow. You take it from me right today, oh, Mary will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Hey, you take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, power is fine, oh, it can make you heavy. Looking like a crooked, no, a way to capsize. Ah, Kesawalia, ah, Kesawalia, mama, no for go alone. Why not pray for long fellow? He always pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow, my people. Sweet, sweet Kesawalia, no for go alone. That's enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time, papa. After is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had.
Thank you. This is Munel Keshen, aka The General. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your little effort. I know we're not many, but as usual, I don't really wait to start. And let me see what's going on here. Yeah, this is Munel Keshen, aka The General. I want to tell everyone thank you for tuning in, and we're going to have a nice time. We're going to discuss Liberia. We're going to talk politics. I know some people wonder, say, why every time you guys just talking? Yes, we will talk. You see, when you stop speaking, then you give the perpetrator, you give the bad guys more time to do all the wicked stuff. But you got to let them know that you know. You got to make them to understand that you know. If you don't do that, it's on you. We know all the dirty deeds. We know all what they are trying to do. So today we will be talking from Darius Dillon all the way coming down to the midterm election. Some people say special election. It's not a special election. It's a midterm election. And we're going to talk about the CPP, and we'll also speak about the CPP and the CDC. And you know, CDC is around the country doing the primaries. You know, criminals are very smart. They make you feel, go back inside, get back in. They make you to understand that what they're doing is right. But they know it's not right. They know. But within themselves, they think it's right, but they know that it's not right. Because they're pretending to make it right. And I want to send a pre-birthday treat to Henry Costa. He will be celebrating his birthday August 6th. And August 8th, we will be in Delaware to celebrate the day. Friends of Henry Costa will be gathering in Delaware to celebrate with him. Don't feel bad. It's always the case. You say, why Henry Costa birthday you're celebrating it? Yes, people did that for me too. I have friends who surprised me on my birthday and had something. My wife sometimes surprised me. Friends sometimes surprise you. If you are a good man, they will surprise you. They do not surprise bad people. Let me tell you who are the surprise. They surprise good people. They surprise bad men that got money because they need money from you. They want to show off. They want you to recognize them. But when you celebrate with a poor guy, a man who don't have anything, when I say have, it doesn't mean that he poor, no, but he could celebrate his birthday, but friends decided to do it for him. That's good. It's blessing. So it's nothing wrong with that. And I also want to extend birthday to everyone, to also my little friend, Alex. I think he celebrated his birthday yesterday. And also Bucks County Old Timers Sports Association. We have rebranded the team, and we will be in the Northeast this coming Saturday, where we'll be having our membership drive. You are all welcome on Fair Green Lane from in the morning, let's say from 12 o'clock to wee hours. We'll be having the best things there so far. We'll be having a roasted meat. We'll be having a roasted chicken wings. We'll be having drinks. We'll be having a lot of stuff. So if you're around in the Northeast, you can come and patronize us and come and look at it and see if you want to be a member. It's open to everyone. Now women and men can be part of the Bucks County. We have changed it now. We will be reaching out in the community. We want to play more role. And I want to encourage all Bucks County guys who right now listen to me. Please, you need to invite someone. This coming Saturday, we will be on Fair Green Lane. If you are a member and you also consider yourself to be a founding member, we expect you to come around. We'll be having a nice day. You can bring the family, you can bring the children. It will almost be like a family day, but it's a membership drive. We expect people to register, and we got something, a fixed price right now to look. Bucks County have been one of the biggest old-timer associations in Northeast here. And the president of Liberia now, at the time senator, and he was not senator before then, whenever he visits America and he in this era, he played for Bucks County. He played in a tournament and where we won that trophy, and I was the president, and I'm still the president of the team, and this is my third term. I was president before. I was the first elected president of Bucks County, and I served 4 years, I think 2 or 4 years, and then I decided to turn it over to someone, and another guy became president, and Robert Colette. Then after Robert Colette left, Jackson was the president. Then I was petitioned again by the people, and I came back and won the elections. And then I was president. When I left, Rodney C.A. took over from me. Then because I ran for election in Jersey, and the Liberian Community Association, I became president. So I was not that greedy to be holding two positions. So I told my people on that side, I said, listen, my community in Jersey need me, so I'm going to resign. And I resigned from the presidency for Bucks County, and Rodney C.A. took over. After Rodney C.A. And Victor Kaiser took over, he was there, and then Victor Kaiser left, he resigned, and there was no one there to take the team again. I was petitioned again and asked by the members to come and take over as acting chairman to go to elections. But so a lot of people, sometimes when it comes to volunteer something where there's no money in it, it's hard to get Liberians to get into this business. So I was there from I left in 2007 or 2018. I'm sorry, 2017 or 18. I went to Liberia, I came back, I'm still in charge. And it's not easy to deal with people who are members of the organization, especially when you are not getting paid. So we raised the best money. When I say best money, we raised good money. And I got, what is his name? Dexter Johnson is the secretary for now. And Alex Kabakolu, he is the treasurer, a very good guy. And right now, Albert Mode is the co-chair for the Liberian Association. You got Kofa Boli, who is the financial secretary. And we've been working. And I got Al Toure, he's the chairman of the Revised Constitution Committee. And you got Josh Sibo. You got Dwana, G. Dwana. He's a member of the committee too. You got Yaya Sharif, and also the advisors, and Alex and Victor Kaiser. So the guys have been doing well. We all trying to put hands together. Right now, Alex is the chairman of the committee, and I hope to talk to one of them. And we're doing our best. So please show up this coming Saturday and support us. We are asking you to please be a part of our little thing that we'll be doing in the Northeast. Fair Green Lane is a very popular area. A lot of Liberians live there. You can show up by 11 o'clock. Trust me, we will be there. I will be on the grill myself. It's nothing easy, but as a leader, you must work. You must show the people, you must encourage the other guys to work. We wanted to work. Bucks County Old Timers Sports Association, all the old timers in the area, they're dead, trust me. The Philadelphia old timers, they're just pretending, they are not going anywhere. And if West is listening, you are invited, please. We don't have to make the things of formal. We got to write you guys. And Delva and East Coast and Trenton old timers, we're inviting you guys to show up and support us. I will text you, but we need your support. And also, members of Bucks County, please, it is your responsibility to promote this program. It is your responsibility to put it on your page. The time you take to get on Facebook, you can talk about it. So please come out on Saturday. We will be going live. We will be doing everything there. We'll have the best music. We'll have the best food, the best whatsoever, everything. Look, we do not do nothing small. So show up on Saturday. Saturday at 10 o'clock on Fair Green Lane when you finish with your exercise. And please, all my Liberian girls who usually do the little cooking on Saturday, please don't do it. And they know when Munel Keshen is in charge, they understand you don't have to. So they will have to give us that day. It is our day. And you know what I like them for? Even the Golden Girls Association, the Corona Girls, we invite you guys. Please show up and come and help us. The membership is open to all. Americans and whosoever now is open to all. We are not going to pick and choose anymore. You know, they say where there's ladies, always strength. So I'm going to say thank you very much. But I will tell you guys again, so don't forget, it's on Saturday. And also next week on the 10th, on the 8th, we will be in Delaware celebrating Henry Costa birthday, Friends of Henry Costa. And Hannah Hart is one of the organizing committee. You got Musu, you got Winifred, you got Darlington, all these people, hard working people. I can't call the names. I'm sorry. When I start calling names, you got Lopu, all these strong women and members of the COP. They will all be there. We're going to be chilling. We're going to be having a nice time. According to them, they say I will be the MC, and also I will be doing some pictures and be going live. So you know I'm multitask. And we're also doing the t-shirts, and you are free to contribute whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Don't say that because it's Henry Costa. No, there will be no politics on that day. We can disagree to agree. You can be in one party, I'm in one party. We are all Liberians. We are brothers and sisters. We are not enemies. We are all fighting for the same thing. So and no matter what side you on, we are all Liberians. So we should keep that mutual respect. We should love each other. We should love each other. The Bible, even in the Bible, why you think God, you know the story about when they're trying to build that, I don't remember part of the Bible, when they're trying to build the tallest building, because every one of them could speak the same language, and they started doing things. When they broke that whole place, everybody started speaking different languages. So God knows why he had to put us this way. So please, you are free to be there. Don't say because Henry Costa do not support George Weah, so Henry Costa is a bad guy. Henry Costa is this. Henry Costa is that. You be harming yourself. You understand? And I go to only thing some of the seditionists don't want to speak to us, but I go to their program, and some of them block me because they take it so personal. So I want to say thank you very much for listening. My name is Munel Keshen. Share this video. Let us talk politics, and we will continue to speak out. If we don't speak out, it will not help us. No more war, no more guns, but we need to speak out. We need to tell our friends the truth. This country they call Liberia is the only country God gave us. It was not a mistake that we became citizens of Liberia. We need to start thinking like the other people. We are different when it comes to Liberians. We are different. We see things different ways. We envy people for no reason. We envy. Just imagine a man won a lottery, a Liberian won a lottery. Instead of you say, oh, thank God for him, you say, how long he will mess up the money. That's how bad we are. I was on Buck Challenge. I saw how Liberians behave on Buck Challenge. I was there for what? We were there for the 11 or 12 or 13 days. I saw Liberians who got 10 mats and put everything together and refused to share. You understand? We got minority of Liberians. They're not in majority. The good Liberians are not in majority. But I think the minority, the good Liberians, can make the difference by convincing them. They say show love to people who hate you. When you keep far away from your enemies, they will always try to bring you down. But when you bring them closer, it's hard. It's hard. Nobody said that you should die foolishly. Nobody said you should be vulnerable. But God has it all. God has it all. So Liberia that we're talking about, yes, we might be against George Weah, and we don't like his policy. We don't like his leadership, but we don't hate him. I might not like your leadership style, but that doesn't mean I hate you. Criticizing you is not hatred. This is the biggest difference between hate and criticism. But most Liberians, I don't know where we took that English word from. Hate. Because I criticize you, then I hate you. No. Everything is destined by God. Who told you that the bad people who became president or leaders, that means God hate them? No. You think God hated Saul? No. God said, okay, Saul, that's it. The people love you. Go and prove yourself. And the same people who said they love Saul and who said this about Saul was the same people who turned around and said, no, Saul, you're not doing the right thing. Saul refused to even listen to the priest that anointed him. He refused to listen to people. And what happened? Because of big heart, because of his ego, he refused. He was so obsessed with David until he died the way he died. It's like he committed suicide. But you see, David, we think David was a good guy. David committed a lot of problems. David slept with all his military, almost their wives. He was sleeping with women, but David always recognized when he fall, he gets up and tell God, and forgiveness. He asked God for forgiveness. But what happened? God punished him. God will give you all your blessings, but still God will punish you. So don't think you got. Let me give you an example for like Omar Bia, the president of Cameroon. He been there what 37 years. He have killed almost everybody who opposed him, but he don't talk. He's still the president. But guess what? He's not walking, he's not talking. He's going through his punishment right now. Sometimes he wonder and say, oh, this, look. He's suffering right now, but he's still the president. When he dies today, trust me, a lot of things going to happen in Cameroon. So don't think because they make you a leader, that means it was because God ordained leaders, so that means you can do whatsoever. The same Bible that said that we should respect our leaders, it's the same Bible that said that leaders should respect the people that follow him, follow them. Because you dare to lead. Leading is not boss. In a company, you are the boss. You want them to make money. You don't care. But at the same time, in a company too, you got to be a leader, because it's a teamwork. When you come to a country, you are the leader because it's a privilege to serve. It's not a right. It is your right to participate in the election. It is your right. But it is not a right that you serve the people. It is a privilege. So the same people that gave you that power, you cannot turn around and suppress them because you're in charge. No, you cannot use them. Forget about what happened yesterday. John Brown had a problem yesterday. They did the same thing. They suppressed the people, so you think it's good now. No, you cannot. Let's look at history. Ethiopia today, before then, the black Ethiopians were slaves to the lighter Ethiopians. But guess what happened? All the way when you follow the history, I'm not going to go too deep, all the coups and other stuff, when Museveni, when he took over, he got rid of all his opponents. And everybody believed in Liberia that he told Doe, say, if you want to survive, you must get rid of your opponent, because that's what people said when Doe visited that place. So you see, everybody. So let me tell you today, when you're looking at your leaders, depends on who they visit. How many people and leaders that Joshua visited? Oman Bongo from Gabon, that his son in charge. You know how he managed? You know who all he killed to keep himself in charge? So maybe they gave Joshua the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying this. We are Liberians. We are not enemies. I can criticize CDC. CDC can criticize CPP. Look, before I go to my Darius Dillon and the election or whatsoever, let me say this. We should not fool ourselves that the people within the CPP are Messiah. No. 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 We only hoping and believe that the CPP will do it right for the Liberian people. But there are people in the CPP right now who want to be the next Magale, who want to be the next Sametwe, who want to see things for themselves. Majority of Liberians who fight to get into government, they believe that that's the only way they can get rich. That's the only way. When you serve a government for 6, 7, 10 years, it's a privilege, it's a right. Then you go and develop yourself and create jobs for others. But other Liberians believe that they have monopoly over positions in Liberia. They got people who work with Ellen Johnson, who yesterday was the same people who were praising Ellen Johnson. They're not in the CPP, but they are Liberians. You can't stop them. You can't stop them. But maybe they learned something, some mistake. So some of them we need to listen to them. They are Liberians. You cannot stop them from doing what they want to do. But at the same time, the president, whoever will be the leader of Liberia, is the person we're looking at. Only the president can make the difference in Liberia. Let me make you guys to understand. God first. The president of Liberia can make the big difference. The president can hold back and put the people of Liberia first. The president can look at the Senate and tell them, I will not give you a penny. You will have to pass that bill. The president can look at the Senate and say, we do not have money. We'll reduce your salary. This is our proposal, and y'all got to go through it. If they say no, the president, that's what, let me tell you, that is what I wanted from Georgia, because Georgia was so popular until representatives believe that if they don't join CDC, they have nothing. May his soul rest in peace. He said it clean, blink, and language law. If I don't join CDC, I will not get the funding for my district. So he joined CDC. This president could have gone to every county and tell them, say, listen, we don't have money and we want to reduce these guys' salary. If they don't want their salary to be reduced, then we'll remove them. You must vote against them. Every one of them will do it. The president, Liberia is a unitary state. Let us start fooling ourselves. The senator cannot tell you that I will pave road in your area when the government, the central government that runs the country, determine and decide which project to carry on. Yes, it's a unitary state. The executive has a lot of power. The executive is responsible for a lot of stuff. You can be senator for Grand Bassa County for 10 years, 20 years. If the president said we're not going to pave the road in Grand Bassa County, you waste your time. If the president wanted to be paved, some president will do it on their own. Say, okay, listen, I got interest in this place. You see what happened in Grand Cru? The president said, I'm going to put a house in Grand Cru. What is the significance? What is the importance of Grand Cru when it comes to elections? Who, if you really want to get a vote, you look at Nimba County, you look at Grand Cru. Who should you take first? But that's the president's choice. The president decided that I will build the houses in Grand Cru. The president said, okay, I will go to Grand G there. So you see, you pick and choose. But it's wrong. It's wrong. One man cannot beat the Senate easily. Which is by right, you need 16 senators to do what they're supposed to do. 16 senators. But I will tell you, you don't need to join them. If you can't beat them, you don't join them. Liberian people are understanding day by day. Liberian people need sincere people. We need sincerity. Look, individual development, building 10 houses for yourself is not a development for country. It's not. Don't let nobody fool you. I can build 10 houses. I'm a government official. I build schools. I build 10 houses for myself. The school is my school. People pay and I get revenue back. I cannot look at it and say, oh, that guy, he built this, he built that. So we encourage criminals. We encourage that. I hear people say, well, at least he stole the money, but he built. Rogue is rogue. Rogue is rogue. So let's go. Darius Dillon and Tamba and Fala and Thomas Fala and DJ Blue and Alva Togba. Darius Dillon is the sitting senator. The position will be empty. That's their right to contest. It is their right. It's the right of any Liberian to contest against Darius Dillon because that seat will be vacant, which is truth. But, my people, let us be honest to ourselves. The code of conduct that was put together, I listened to Bezonga. Bezonga is a good guy. I do not criticize people easily because I don't know what he did. He's from Grand Bassa County. The last time I knew about it, that Bezonga was voted out. The people of Grand Bassa County voted him out. His father, a permanent person in Grand Bassa County, and the people voted you out. And Bassa, man, when you don't do what you're supposed to do, they will vote you out. Now he decided that he want to do. Okay, now, you know they got this thing where they say the Supreme Court, when they had the whole case in court the last time, they said when he had the intent, when he decided that I will run. You see how they fool us? The code of conduct say if you want to run, you should give yourself 2 years. 2 years. Okay. The people petition you. But if they petition you at the time, you tell them, say, listen, I understand, because according to him, the interview that I listened to, he never made up his mind. He had no intention of running. Because that's how they play it against Mill Jones and other people, and they allowed them to go through. They allowed it to go through. It is the right. You cannot deprive a Liberian from running. But that same code of conduct were passed in by Bezonga. You can deprive a Liberian to say you cannot contest. So that's what the code said. But they said 2 years. So if your people came to you and say, we want you to contest. Oh, well, I don't really want to run. Then last minute of time, you say, okay, I'm going to do it. No. Then your laws that you put together, that's why I got a problem with Bezonga. You said, it's not, yes, it's not, the code of conduct is part of the Constitution, whether we like it or not. Not everything will be in the Constitution, but the code of conduct is attached. It's a law. Now you put that law together. Tell the people and say, listen, it's late. I cannot contest because the code of conduct will not allow me. It's not that they're depriving you. We saw you in Bassa testing the water, explaining. Now you say you're going to do. So you violate the Constitution. You violated the laws of the land. It is a law. It was passed into law by you. You were one of the architects. You were one of those who pushed it. Although it was done by Amos Sawyer then, but you guys went through it and you push it. So why we should be the lawmaker and the lawbreakers? You see that? One of the questions that was supposed to ask Bezonga that nobody asks. What about the government officials, political appointees who are going around campaigning, using government resources to campaign? It's wrong in the code of conduct. No government officials should go to any political rally. No. You cannot be a government official and hold position within a political party. It's conflict of interest. So we all know. Now, Thomas Fowler, 3-term representatives. Let me tell you the fun here. He built schools. He built his houses in Lofa County. He's from Lofa County. He built his personal worth. He built schools. He built a college or university. That's good. That's good. It's fine. Who is the owner of that school? Government? No. It's not government. You understand? So I would not consider that as achievement. It is not an achievement at all. He only enriched himself and make himself to become a millionaire for the rest of his life. Yes, he was a struggling guy. He used to sell planks. So he make use of the situation. The money he got, he built himself up and try to do everything for himself. But let us look at the development part. What he did for his district. I can tell what he did for the district. So there's nothing there to show. But Darius Dillon never said he was going there to go push a bill. You can never push a bill, because if you push, you see, let me tell you this. You can't just go into the Senate and start writing bills. No. The Senate is rotten already, or the House is rotten. You must call them to attention and tell them all the flaws that this group is having. We're having this. They got his attention. They can call roll. Everybody know how much a senator make. What is the senator benefit? Bezonga yesterday said, it is not a pay cut. I agree. That's the English word, is not a pay cut. Because pay cut is like they cut your pay and the balance money go there. I agree. But it's a protest. So he's not going to send the money back. So what he did, he cut it and used the money for development in his district. It's a protest. It is a protest. Now, he did a bill that if they can cut everybody's salary, then the government can cut it, and they would say, listen, since this money cut, we expect government to be having XYZ to be able to carry on a project. Yes. But he took his personal salary, but it's a sign of pay cut. That is why he's doing that. But since we know how to use words, and most of the guys are educated people, they say, it's not a pay cut. Pay cut, I mean, when they cut your pay and the money go back to government, and government know what to do with it. Okay, I agree. But one of the questions that somebody should have asked him, he said they gave them a pickup. First, he said he took the keys and gave the keys to agriculture ministry and tell them to reassign the pickup in Grand Bassa County. That was his pickup. He said, okay, give it. So he's never give it back. He gave it back to his people to use, but he gave it through the Ministry of Agriculture and said, give it to Grand Bassa County. But he said he never took it. So if you say Darius Dillon got his money and decided to use it on the other, so you receive it, you took the keys. You took the keys. You also refuse it and let them decide what to do with it. But no, you decided, according to your interview with Ashford, which was a very good interview, and I will commend him. He was very calm. He took whatsoever. I will commend him on that. But you gave this keys to agriculture minister and tell them to reassign it to Grand Bassa County. Why you did not refuse it and let it go, let them do whatever they want to do with it? And the question they asked, it was wrong for a company to bribe the entire Senate with pickup. It was their personal pickup. It was not a pickup given to them to use for the district. It was themselves, their own pickup. Bribery. Even if it was not in the Constitution, it was not part of the code of conduct then. It was wrong. You cannot allow a company to come and bribe your entire Senate. And so other people took it. So other people did not take it. That's it. So Darius Dillon took his money out of protest. He said, I will give it back to my community. I can't give it back to you. So what George Weah did with his 25%, we don't know. Some people say we should order Darius. Truth. We don't know what Darius Dillon doing it to. People only want to say they will order Darius Dillon to see if he actually gave him this money back. And I will tell you, the lady that he asked to be the chairperson of that committee of the Darius Dillon funding or whatsoever, Mrs. Bidell, that's my aunt. That lady, she's an iron lady, a very strong woman. She is not somebody, Marshall, yes, not somebody that you can push around easily. That's my aunt. She's a Bidell. She knows me very well. When I saw that woman behind Darius Dillon, I said, yes, Darius, you got sense. Yeah, you got sense. So that's why he want to spend the money, and the people of Montserrat will enjoy it. He's not picking and choosing which of the district is supposed to go to. If you got a program, just come in. Okay, we saw the Liberian Council of Churches. Darius Dillon said, if President Weah played with this election, which I agree with him, it will be the end of President Weah's presidency. It's true. It took one person for the Arab Spring. Do you think Darius Dillon is just walking around? The people of Montserrat County are listening to radio in Liberia every day. 50-50, True FM, whatsoever. I hear Liberians on the radio saying that if Darius Dillon is robbed, it will be the end. Joshua must just kill them. Yeah. Joshua should kill them. Because let the people decide. From the day Darius Dillon took over, there have been threats. They have been threatening him that this seat is owned by them. They must do, the president said they must do everything to win this seat. They had a retreat and they were all on Darius Dillon. This president have never took the phone to say, congratulations, Mr. Dillon. I know you from another party, but I pray and hope that we work together. This president never did it. As a leader, no, he never did it. We saw what happened in District 13. We saw what happened in District 15. We saw what happened at the Liberty Party. Where were the Liberian Council of Churches? When Major Koji made the announcement that blood for blood and whatsoever, where were the Council of Churches? Where were the Council of Churches when the superintendent said that we are not ruling party, we are party of the government, so we make use of the police, the military, and whatsoever? Where were the Council of Churches when all these statements were made? When Taylor Ure and Yomli almost, they wanted to kill them, where were the Council of Churches? The Council of Churches, look, I don't like to criticize the men of God. But when the men of God is not doing nothing, it is time to criticize them. Those days, the Liberian people believe in the churches. Where is Michael Francis? Who is the next Michael Francis of Liberia? Be bold enough and look in the Bible and criticize the president. You know, when the Bible talking about leaders, you think they're talking about the president? They're talking about the leader of the church those days. They're talking about the leaders of the church. They're not talking about no wicked and greedy president. So because they say respect your leaders, that means the leader take you to be slave. Those days they're not talking about president. Everything in the Bible is about our religious leaders. You understand? The pastors need to tell our leaders the problem. But what the president did, he gave every one of them job. The guy from the airport, he's a bishop. Bishop Winger got a job in the government. Every one of them has a job in the government. So what do you expect? When Koji was insulting people, what they did, they brought the president of Liberia for them to pray over him. Instead of them praying over him, they put a chair. He sat in the chair and they lied down on the floor in front of the president. Let's say, okay, I see people praying in the church. They lie, they put themselves on the floor. They gave everything to God. But if you were convinced and surprised and stupid, you brought the chair and you put the chair down and the president sat down and they prayed instead of standing up. Saul did not lie down on the ground to anoint David. Samuel did not lie on the ground to anoint David. You go in all the churches, I've been in a lot of churches where they pray over me. They either bring the chair, I sit down, or I kneel down in front of the pulpit and then they pray. But the pastor don't lay down on the floor and I'm sitting down. But they did it. Today, Darius Dillon made a statement. They were so embarrassed. And look, Darius Dillon is a leader. Why seditionists are so obsessed? Why they are obsessed with Darius Dillon? That's my question. Why are they obsessed with this young man they call Darius Dillon? Because there's something that they see in him. Something that they see in him that they cannot understand. It's going to happen. I support Cummings, but let me say this today. I will not rule Darius Dillon off nothing. I will not. I support the CPP, and whoever the CPP carries in 2023, I will support them. I will support them. I'm not saying that they are the Messiah. They're going to do the difference, but we will hold that leader accountable. If that leader of the CPP ever sat in that office and do the wrong thing and don't do the will of the people, they might not even spend 3 months, we will get on the back. This is not anything to train on a job. We expect you today to have a platform, a blueprint, to be able to start day one. Not to get in office and still looking for people to do the job. This is not an amateur team. An amateur team, the coach will train you. On a professional team, the coaches do not train. The coaches give a plan and they expect you to be. The coach can tell you how to run. You are professional. The coach will not tell you how to kick penalty. You are a professional. So you will have to do it. I also make you to be a professional. A professional are not taught how to do things. They follow the plans. On your job, they come up with the plan. They say, okay, this is what we're going to do to make some money. So you got to follow because you're a professional. You're not an amateur. You're not just a little boy. So you cannot take a little boys to come and do men's job. You know what I'm saying? So, President we only piss off with his leadership style. You got Samuel 12, who's going around lying. You don't lie to the people. We got surplus. Money got missing. $25 million. It's clear. It's clear in the report. But maybe some of us, we don't know book. We don't know. So we can't understand what they mean by. I still can't understand what they mean by 45% of the $16 billion was received by the CDC government. So I still can't understand if that is a different way to say it. I still can understand that $25 million was put in to get excess dollars and bring in the place, and they only use what, 17 million, and the balance cannot be counted for. So I don't know if it's wrong. And even the money that they took out of the strip disappeared. So is there somebody making it up? Who is responsible? Sametwe, if I were in a corporate war, Sametwe will be fired because he's the head. He is the chairman. He was the chairman, and he's still the chairman of the financial team. They make that decision to take physical cash in their hands and go out to cash money. And if you get over 5 businesses and you cannot find a registration for them, you call yourself finance minister. They gave you this report and you look in there and they not even register. Why Liberians will be the victim all the time? So you believe that we have leadership problems. We've been having leadership problems for a very long time. But how can we get it straightened? When we stay doing the wrong thing and the young children in the community looking at you as a role model, and within the blink of an eye, you are getting rich in front of them, you think they're going to change their ways? They all want to work in government. They all want to work in government. And they all want to work. Who told us about this senators making $15,000? Darius Dillon. Who told us that senators, other people receive $2,000 for scholarship? Darius Dillon. Who told us about and all the other benefits? Darius Dillon. Who pushed them to do roll call in the Senate? Darius Dillon. Who put the light on that we can stand up today and see live debates in the Senate? Darius Dillon. Honesty is what the Liberian looking at. So you can get your $1 million and still be honest, and still do not be an honest guy. You can get a $1 million and still be an honest guy. We're not saying that you should be perfect. How many seditious that ever stood up to the party and said, no, my party is wrong on this thing, I will stand up for my people that I'm representing? Every one of them are all representation of a political party, even including the opposition members of the House and Senate who voted because of the price, who voted because they want something. Yes. Ask every one of them what they came with in government. Okay, let's play the devil advocate that Thomas Fala used to sell plank. He was not a rich man. He was a hustler, buy the plank and sell, buy the plank and sell. And he decided to be part of the CDC, and he won the election 3 times as a representative. So some guy said, oh, Fala make money. That is why he built That is why he built all these houses that he decided to do. The increase when he took over 2005, I don't know what they were making, but they increased the salaries. When the salary increased, we never knew the actual salary. Somebody should ask Bezonga what was his salary. Although someone said he was making 30,000 or more, which, hey, you don't have proof, you don't make such a statement. But I know they were making money. So let me just say, if a senator or representative was making $14,000, $14,000, okay, times 12, $14,000 times 12, you were making $168,000 a year. Times 6, $1,808,000. Yeah, $1,800,000. So he was making over $1 million. He made over $1 million in 6 years. In 6 years. So he been there how long? Let's just say he served the first 12, and now he want to run now, but let's just say so you see, so look at this money and check and calculate his property, the schools, the university he built. It was not his salary. My people, let's face the fact. It was not his salary. That means they've been stealing. So how he survived, how he been giving money to other women or other wives or other children or girlfriends and whatsoever. Because that building over there is not a $150,000 building. No way. He's the chairman on Ways and Means. So he was making enough money. Enough money. Go and give me my charger. Yo, Bring my charger. Bring the charger. Go and get it. So you see, that means he's not an honest guy. Go and get my charger. No, put the phone down. He's not an honest guy. So the money he used to build all these things, the school in the district, T5, and the university, that's not his personal money. That's not his salary. That's not his salary. Because if the $15,000 is actually not, it's not all part of salary. You get gasoline that he's going to use the gasoline. So when you check it at the time, they were getting $7,000 for salaries, and all the other ones were just benefits they gave you and whatsoever. He was not saving his money. He was not saving the money. Yeah. Americans, representatives here, don't make $168,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And some of them make money, depends on the state that you're coming from. All of them do make the same amount. Every one of them do make the same amount, which is true in America. Depends on the strength of your state. It's not a flat rate across the board. Like in Liberia, they got people coming from Maryland, they got people in Montserrat County. So all these guys. But Liberian people, to get a good leader, is to be honest. When your leaders are honest, they will put you first. When your leaders are honest, they will never sleep. They will worry about you. They will say, oh God, my people are still struggling. Because of good leadership, that is why Dubai developed. Because of good leadership, that is why Swaziland is developed and got enough money. They got the resources because of the leader. The man who turned down kingship that he want to run to be president. And because of good leadership. Somebody said, oh, Joshua is the sixth better president in Africa. Yes, that's true. That's what the people said. That was the video said. I watched it. When you listen to it, even the Tanzania president is not even on that list. They get Paul Kagame, and second, they got the Ghanaian president, number one. They gave every one of them what they did. How they took the country from this to that. How they improved the economy. How they did on Joshua, on which is truth. That's why they got him. He was the first footballer that became president. That's truth. A lot of youth saw him as a, stop it. A lot of youth saw him as a role model, and they want to be like him, which is true. And he was the youngest elected president in Liberia. That's true. But what they said now, I want to surprise me. Don't take my word. And he's also fighting corruption in Liberia. Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that George, we are fighting corruption in Liberia? So who gave them the information? Who gave them the information? I accept all the other ones. He came from nowhere. He became president. I accept it. He was the world best, the first footballer to win an election. The youngest elected president in Liberia. Yes, that's true. A lot of youth look up to George Weah, saw themselves in George Weah. It's true. But George Weah fighting corruption in Liberia? No. Corruption wearing 3 pieces in a damn country, got an office and car, everything, a walkie-talkie, got a security. Corruption. Got 3 pieces, got walkie-talkie, got security, has a car and a house, and walk freely on Broad Street and hang out every night with nobody, just like Corona. Corruption is just like Corona in Liberia. The high corruption strong. Yeah. So, but the people of Montserrat said it. You cannot stop the people right, Mr. President. We know you pissed off that Darius Dillon won the election. But CDC is not the owner of Montserrat County. Everybody has the right. Do not suppress the Liberian people. We know what election have done in our country. Please, Mr. President, do not suppress the Liberian people. Do not change the result. There are a lot of things that happen. You know, it's good that the council of churches put their mouths into this thing. It's so good. People don't understand. You see the God we serve? When God ready to do things, after they went to Darius Dillon, when Darius Dillon explained, the guy said, can you shut the camera off so we can talk? Because I bet you that President will tell us that we know all these things you're saying are true, my son. We know these things are saying are true because ourselves, the president, can't even listen to us this time. All these things that you're saying here, Darius will know it. But please, we got to talk to the other people. Now, they got to go to the other people and, if possible, meet the president. Mr. President, please, we advise you not to tamper with this election. Ellen Johnson was very smart. She never tampered with the election against George Weah and Robert Sirleaf. She was smart enough to understand. So, do not tamper with this election. The only thing the Liberian people got in their corner is to exercise their right. It's constitutional. You have violated the Constitution all over. All over. Now you want to take their voting rights. No censor. Change election dates. There's nowhere in our Constitution that the Senate can have a saying to vote and extend election time. No. But they did it because we don't care. We don't know. It's constitutional. The census are constitutional. Now, the only little power the Liberian people has to vote, you knocking your hand. It's a must that I win Moserado County. Whether I lose all the counties, but I must win Moserado County. Either by hope or by crook. So then what are you talking about? You're telling us about stealing. You're telling us about corruption. So the message to going to the election commissioner, you guys will be held responsible if anything goes wrong in Liberia. At this time, I'm not talking to the president. The president is not controlling the election. He's not counting the ballot. But it goes to the election commissioner and the members. We need to tell them that if anything goes wrong, they will not leave Liberia. Anything goes wrong, they will not leave Liberia and run away and tell us we will go to the international committee. They will arrest you wherever you go and send you back to Liberia. Do not play with the Liberian people. If Thomas Fowler will win, let him win. If Darius Dillon going to win, let him win. Only the people of Moserado County can determine who leave office. Not you, Mr. President. Not CDC, not CPP, but the voters are the one who, because they don't want for Trump to take the party down with them. They look at the future. But seditions are sitting there that if George Weah leaves power, there will be no more CDC. So, the real seditions, they don't have a job. Some of them get assistant minister. What is assistant minister? Some of them just flaming around the place from office to office. Some of them bodyguard. The only thing they're doing, muya, oh say, and they go hungry. And who George we are giving job to? It's the outsider who just joining. Yala, the first thing, if I was in CDC, Yala part of NPP, he's part of the coalition. But because somebody within the NPP want to primary him, he switched over to CDC and became a member of CDC in the same coalition. What? Because they're promising the position. CDC don't have nobody to run in Banga. They have nobody, don't mind all that news. So, you listen to the convention today, they were talking to the vice president. How they elected the vice president 2 times and they make her vice president, and then she want to talk about Yala was member of NPP. He betrayed the NPP and gone to CDC. Now, Bwezonga joined CDC. Bwezonga decided to run. Nobody from CDC will ever put foot. Bwezonga say I need it. He resigned today. He's the nominee the same day. How it happened? But you're going around saying that you're having a transparent convention. In the CPP, they don't need to do it. It's 4 political parties. It's just a common sense. 4 political parties have agreed to be together. The 4 political parties say, okay, You say you want Banga, I want Banga. Let's look at the two candidates. Your candidate is stronger. Okay, we'll give you Banga. We're not going to waste our time because your candidate is stronger. I will back off. If where the two candidates are strong, they go to convention and to select the best one. But CDC going around pretending when we already knew who were the nominee for Montserrat County, who your hand chose, and they'll go to convention and pretend as if you got somebody running against Fala. It's better to be upfront with us than to lie. It's a mockery of democracy. Mockery. Making fun out of the people. Look at the one that they hiding back. Oh, nobody voting. Only we want only the chairman there. Oh, nobody going again because you don't have nobody. Now Watson, what happened with Watson? From Cape Mount, Watson going to CDC. He is the what? Their candidate. You got this guy here, Tingbe, from Lofa County. He going to CDC. He came from UP. He is the chair. Look what happened in Maryland. They're going around telling the people to suppress opposition when you enter the country. Enter the counties.